Hi, this is A. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribe. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony was at the Jonas Brothers concert last weekend. And I was surprised by it because when I got on my Instagram, they were saying, ooh, Fifth Harmony surprise reunion, Fifth Harmony surprise reunion at the Jonas Brothers concert in Dallas. And huh, what? And then I read an article from that grape juice, and I'm going to read to you what that article said. So I'm going to pause this video and put up that article, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I found the article. It says more stories. That grape juice. Huge Fifth Harmony reunites after 7 years and performed worked it and work from home at Jonas Brothers show in Dallas. And here's the rest of the article. It says Normani, Donna Jane, Lauren Aguirre, and Allie blazing the stage for the first time in 7 years, much to the excitement of the captivated crowd. Camila Cabello, who exited the group in 2016, was not present. Together, the quartet rocked the house with Worth It and the ever infectious work from home. The, sh- the show comes after reports of a reunion project hit the hit the hit the news waves with claims that a celebratory tour and documentary are on the are on the cards and stands and and fans of Cabello. What are you waiting for? Check out the highlights in front of this 5H reunion below. And so that's why I said the reunion was good to me and stuff like that. Now the only thing that I didn't like was that like you said, Camilla fans came out. My niece said they called the Camillanizers or whatever they're called. They came out flooding, talking about they could hear Camilla's voice in the background. Seemed like they was lip singing and they was not singing, and they was all off key. And Allie went, and I said, and let me go see this for myself because I saw a little bit clip of it on my Twitter page. So I said, well, this is just a little short clip. And I actually watched the video 3 times just to get a full view of what was going on. Those Camilla fans are upset that Camilla thinks that she's better than what she is. And like I said on my Twitter page, my Instagram page, when our fans kept flooding and stuff, I said, y'all want Camila Cabello to be the it girl or the Beyonce of the group, like Wendy Williams tried to claim back when she had her show. And like I said, she is not the girl that y'all think she is. She's not that I'll give her props for her dance, and she can dance, and she has a good stage performance. I'll give her that, and she is a good person when it comes to interviewing. She has a good personality for a good interview and stuff like that. Those are the three qualities that she has. But as far as her singing voice and singing, she cannot sing. And I watched old videos of them singing, and I told my niece, I said, you know what? I watched so many old videos because they were also a comparison to Cat's Eye, this new and popular girl group. I'll do a separate video on them, and they were saying, well, and I was saying, well, from what I see, I don't think there's any comparison, but let me check those girls out before I make a final decision. That's why I'm gonna do a separate video on that. But anyway, the girls looked great. They all came out in black. Donna Jane had on look like a black jumpsuit or pantsuit with with some sequin with some sequin embellishments on it. Lauren had a like a short like a short dress that had a cut or a split on the side where you could see her leg, and she had some kind of sequin embellishment too. Normani had a sequin embellishment on her jump bodysuit. She looked good. Allie had on Allie had on a bodysuit too, but hers was short, and it was like a bodysuit with shorts in the back. And when I saw them on stage, it was so good, and you could tell that they were all together and they were all in sync. Now, like I said, the stage setup was they looked like they had some a drum set on the stage and a piano, and maybe that was a prep for when the Jonas Brothers come on and do their thing. But but it was like the stage was pretty dark and stuff like that. And the stage setup was okay. And then they showed the introduction, and the Jonas Brothers introduced Normani, Allie, Donna, Jane, and Lauren. But before that, they showed like the nightlife of Dallas. They showed all the buildings in Dallas where it was night and it was dark, and then switched to another scene where after they showed the nightlife, they showed they showed it like it was on a billboard or a poster. Fifth Harmony was flashing, and then that was part of the introduction. And then it was like at first, when I first saw it, and I took my notes, I said they were like under they were like in a mirror type, like in a mirror type frame. But after I rewatched it last night, from what I was seeing, it wasn't a mirror. It wasn't a mirror. It wasn't a mirror image they were in. After I saw it again, it was more like they were in. They were like it was framed like they was in a tunnel, and they were all coming out of the tunnel, and they was walking out of the tunnel. And then one of the Jonas Brothers said, I would like to introduce you to Fifth Harmony, and then they all came out, and you heard the music playing in the background, and then the camera fanned to all the girls that was in the first I would say I guess I would call it like a underground tunnel frame, and then when the camera pan on, then you saw Normani with the microphone on her hand singing "Work From Home," and then they all walked out on stage, and then after the money sung her part, then Donna Jane came in, and then Lauren came in and sang her part, and then Allie was on like on the third verse singing her part and stuff like that, and then. And then when it got to the breakdown in the middle, they all was in sync. They all kind of was dancing in sync, and then they all kind of went back to each other and they kind of did what they normally do, like they were panning, like they were patting each other on the butt, but they wasn't. They were just panning. And then they did that. When they did that dance breakdown, and I said, "Ooh, my niece is right. When Allie got on Dancing with the Stars, that trained up for dancing because Allie was honey child, because Allie was keeping up with the girls. Everybody was in sync. And it was the first time that I could say that Allie was in sync and she wasn't off balance. Everybody was in sync. Everybody was balanced and stuff like that. And so it was real great performance. And then you had some, like I said, Camilla fans talking about they weren't in sync. They were in sync. Their vocals were on point. They were their vocals were on point and everything. And somebody said it was a backing track. I don't know because what I heard was vocals. Donna Jane hit that high note, and then Lauren came in behind her, and then right before they got ready to sing the next song, and when they were still working home, Normani sang in a low tone, and then everybody thought the song was over, and Normani said, "Work at home," and then she raised her voice, and then it was like, oh blank. Wow, she hit that high note. I guess she let them know, wait a minute. I know they can do it, but I can do it too. And so it was like everybody was going crazy in the audience and stuff like that. And like I said, that was my last night. Was really my fourth time watching that video because I wanted to make sure that I give a good review of this video. And then they showed some behind the scenes where Normani was walking and she kind of fell over, and then Laura fell over with it, and they all got to laughing. And you could tell the camaraderie and the camaraderie and the friendship with these girls are actually real with these four girls. And then you had Camilla fans coming out, time out. It ain't it ain't Fifth Harmony without Camilla. And then somebody put on there that would be like Destiny's Child without Beyonce. And then Beyonce, and then the Beehive came out a little bit, and then some people came out and said, "You, there is no comparison." And I was gonna say you're trying to do apples to oranges, but like I said, some of her fans got in there and got on Camilla Nas's, and they kind of calmed down. But it was like, and then a lot of people started saying, especially on Instagram, uh, cat's eye who. This is our cat's eye Fifth Harmony right here. And then a lot of people, a lot of Fifth Harmony fans said this is the Fifth Harmony with Donna Jane, Lauren, Allie, and Normani. This is our Fifth Harmony. I say you're so right. This is our Fifth Harmony and stuff like that. And so it's like I said, they don't really need Camilla. They got they're all popular in their own right, but they have a secret weapon, which is Normani. And even if you didn't like Normani, when she comes out and do dance and stuff like that, if you are not able to keep up, you're gonna be left behind. And nobody wants to be left behind. And they were all in sync, and they were all together. And you could tell when they were singing the way Donna Jane and Normani was shaking their hair at the band, then they got to laughing, and then the way Normani and Lauren got to smile at each other when they were singing their verses and stuff. So this was a good reunion. I do like the reunion. Like I said, I have some more pictures and stuff, and I also got something from the Jasmine band. Their little article said the same thing. The girls are back there every night. Everybody was so excited and stuff like that. And then the money posted on her Instagram page that she was just so happy that the Jonas Brothers decided to invite them to open up for them in Dallas, and it was a moment for her. And even the little interview that Lauren did after the show, and she was on Entertainment Tonight, and she said none of the girls knew that she had signed up for Dancing with the Stars, but they had announced it the next morning. And she said that none of the girls know, but she said when the girls found out, she said Normani was the main one, because they asked about Normani and Allie because they had been on Dancing with the Stars before. And she said, yeah, Normani was happy that she was on there, and Normani told her to just be herself and don't think about it too much because before you know it, it's going to be over and it's going to go by fast. You could tell from the way she was answering the question that she was happy that the money gave her a thumbs up and going to support her doing her Dancing with the Stars thing. I might watch it just for her like I did for Allie, but I'm glad that they did do a mini reunion. That's all I have for this video. This is A. Westby. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.